Coming up on Tech Tonight, scientists believe there is water on Mars.
And California is facing its fourth year of drought. Find out the details next.
Welcome to Tech Tonight. I'm Andrew Oja.
And I'm Hannah Martin.
Police have apprehended the primary suspect in the Wayne Community College shooting earlier this week. Kenneth Stansel was taken into custody in Daytona Beach, Florida, just a few days after the shooting took place in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Stansel was originally detained by the Volusia County Beach Patrol after he was found illegally sleeping on the beach. A knife was also found in his possession. Stansel is currently accused of killing the college's print shop director, Ron Lane, the man who was once his boss. Debbie Stansel, the suspect's mother, told WNCN-TV that Lane made inappropriate sexual advances toward her son, though police have not commented on the motive for the shooting. Stansel is being held without bond in a Florida jail while he awaits extradition back to North Carolina.
This past Sunday, Hillary Clinton launched her 2016 presidential campaign. Clinton's method of announcement was different from the norm, beginning with a tweet, followed up with an email, as well as posts on YouTube and Facebook. This is not Hillary Clinton's first run for president. She first ran in 2007. A highly controversial statement made by Clinton in 1994 created polarization in her political career. She had a successful run in the Senate despite the trauma of her personal life being highly publicized, and continued her political career as President Obama's Secretary of State. Despite experiencing relative success with the latter position, Clinton's current poll standings are less than impressive, largely due to two scandals brought to light in her time as Secretary of State. Will we see a woman in the White House in 2016? Only the American public knows.
On May 8th, President Obama will become just the fourth president to visit all 50 states while in office. During an interview with KSFY South Dakota, the president confirmed that he will be delivering a commencement speech at a community college in Watertown, South Dakota next month. Obama will be joining Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, and Bill Clinton as the only presidents who were able to visit all 50 states during their presidencies. George W. Bush was almost able to complete the tour, but he only visited 49 states during his time in office, failing to stop in Vermont. Obama had previously visited South Dakota on a campaign stop during his first election, but has not yet returned as the commander-in-chief.
The Washington Redskins were a hot topic over the last year due to mixed feelings about the team's name. Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, who doesn't take issue with the team's name, is looking to build the Redskins' next stadium in his own state. The only issue? The Redskins' current lease with FedEx Field doesn't expire for another 12 years. Maryland has been the home of the Redskins for almost 2 decades. However, Redskins spokesman Maury Lane stated that the team has not engaged in any serious discussion about the construction of a new stadium. If a new stadium were to be constructed, the ideal location is RFK Stadium that sits between Capitol Hill and Anacostia River. Virginia's fight to host the team's next venue is the strongest, according to team reps.
New research has scientists believing that there is, in fact, liquid water on Mars. Experts believe that the particular salt in the Martian landscape is capable of pulling water vapor out of the atmosphere at nighttime. This would mean that while being dry all day, the landscape could possibly be covered with small puddles at night. This discovery is important because, as far as we currently know, liquid water is necessary to support life in any environment. Researchers have already found evidence of ancient stream beds and lakes on Mars, and many believe it was once home to a vast ocean. This new evidence, in combination with the discovery of frozen water on Mars's north and south poles, has scientists hopeful that they will soon find evidence that life once existed on the red planet.
Hi, I'm Chapin Kofod with your weekly weather report. As the warm temperatures start to become more consistent, so will our chances of getting rain and thunderstorms. With the cold front pushing its way through Blacksburg Saturday, we're looking to have some showers during the day, but it should begin to clear up tomorrow night into Sunday. It's looking to be a warm weekend though. The high for Saturday should be in the low 70s, and Sunday's high is going to be in the mid 60s. Early next week isn't looking too ideal. There seems to be a greater chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms as cold front approaches from the west. Temperatures still look to be in the mid 60s through the week, so hopefully it doesn't rain too much and we have another beautiful spring week. Back to you.
California is experiencing its 4th year of drought, and this year, Governor Jerry Brown says severe drought is a relevant worry for the state. Earlier this month, water usage cutbacks were put in place, a measure that has and will continue to heavily affect the $50 billion agricultural industry. The drought is the worst it's been since it started, breaking records in temperature and lack of precipitation. While residents of California are horrified and thirsty, scientists say that California's extreme drought isn't abnormal. Scientists don't fear that this is a mega drought, which generally lasts 2 decades or longer, but it also isn't the only area experiencing a shortage of water supply. Intermittent droughts have been affecting the West, Southwest, and the plains. This widespread dry spell started after the last El Niño, which is a weather pattern that occurs as a result of warmer temperatures in the eastern Pacific. If another El Niño occurs, California could see an increase in precipitation by next winter. The bigger concern here is the potential for climate change. Climate models suggest that Northern California will be wetter in the future, but average temperatures across the state are expected to increase. California's agricultural industry uses about 80% of the state's water, but even with a major long-term cutback of water usage, profits would only drop by about 25%. California, their residents, and their agricultural industry will survive as long as they plan effectively and efficiently.
Earlier this week, President Obama officially removed Cuba from the State Department's list of state sponsors of terrorism. The move came just a few months after the president declared that the U.S. and Cuba were reopening diplomatic relations. Back in January, President Obama, via an executive order, relaxed the travel and import restrictions that had been levied against Cuba since the Castros came to power. This week's order to remove Cuba from the terror list will end the U.S. financial sanctions that have been crippling the Cuban economy for the last 33 years. While the U.S. has not openly accused Cuba of supporting terrorism for a decent amount of time, this is considered a monumental step towards improving relations between our countries. With Cuba's departure, the 3 remaining countries on the state sponsors of terrorism list are Iran, Syria, and Sudan.
An earthquake struck Los Angeles Sunday night. The earthquake occurred after a 2.5 magnitude trembler, or foreshock, and registered as 3.5 magnitude and hit about a mile southeast of Baldwin Hills. The tremor was felt throughout the San Fernando Valley, Hollywood, and West Side. It was at a depth of almost 6 miles, close to the Newport-Inglewood Fault. The Los Angeles Fire Department dispatched firefighters from 106 fire stations to survey over 470 square miles of Los Angeles for damage. None was found. Stay tuned for your news around Virginia Tech.
Hi, I'm Allie Littlejohn.
And I'm Eva Langelotti with your news around Virginia Tech.
I'm sure you've heard plenty about global warming, but did you know the Earth has often been hotter than it is now? Only a tiny portion of greenhouse gases are man-made, and most of Antarctica is getting colder. Chris Horner, an author, lawyer, and senior fellow at the Competitive Enterprise Institute, will give a presentation titled Noble Lies and Cheap Virtue, The Realities of the Climate Agenda. He is the author of the New York Times best-selling book, The Politically Incorrect Guide to Global Warming and Environmentalism, as well as the book entitled Power Grab, How Obama's Green Policies Will Steal Your Freedom and Bankrupt America. The Young Americans for Freedom at Virginia Tech will be sponsoring this program on April 27th at 7 p.m. in Lavery Hall, room 330. This event is free and open to the public. Come out and learn all about the myths and facts behind global warming.
Virginia Tech has made the decision to establish a scholarship in memory and honor of the student that went missing over spring break. Although the circumstances of the incident still remain unclear, a Carnival Cruise Line representative has said that the video footage shows a lone man climbing over a railing and falling from a 6th deck balcony. The missing student, Cameron Smook, was a senior in Virginia Tech's Department of Mining and Mineral Engineering. These departments recently announced that donations would be accepted going towards the Memorial Scholarship Fund. Smook's family asked that the scholarship would be in honor of Cameron's fondness for his school.
In the beginning of 2015, Maylee Nagel's name was planned to simply hang above her crib in her family's quaint Christiansburg home. But on January 28th, things took a turn for the worst. Mary and her husband, Zach, were informed that after 28 weeks of pregnancy, their daughter was dead. Mary gave birth to a stillborn Maylee close to 24 hours later. 4 days after her delivery, the couple buried Maylee at Christiansburg Rose Lawn Memorial Gardens. Neither the cemetery nor the funeral home charged them for their services. A month after Maylee's death, the Nagels' neighbor, Laura Blackburn, was concerned that people were already forgetting about the stillborn child. Blackburn set up a Facebook group to get the community involved with random acts of kindness in honor of Maylee. People began participating by leaving anonymous gift cards in stores or candy gifted to strangers. Alongside each random act of kindness was a card with Maylee's name and face on it. These acts began to get famous and made numerous social media pages. Maylee's mother saw it on Facebook one day, and as tears of joy flew down her face, she immediately joined the effort. She said that it was a great way to support the families that suffer from stillborn births. According to the American Pregnancy Association, 1 out of every 160 pregnancies are either miscarriages or stillbirths. According to Maylee's father, quote, "It's not Zach doing this or Mary doing this. It's people doing this, and she's kind of what sparked it, and that's something so good out of something so tragic." End quote. Although Maylee's name isn't hanging above her crib, it is being spread through the good deeds of others with random acts of kindness.
Radford University's president has recently announced that she will be retiring at the end of the 2016 academic year. Penelope Kyle was Radford's sixth president and the first female president as well. In Kyle's announcement, she said, "I am proud to have played a part in the transformation of Radford University since my arrival nearly a decade ago." Although she only served as president for 10 years, Kyle has been serving Radford University and the Commonwealth throughout the past 30 years. The board at Radford will soon begin planning their search for a replacement.
A hero was recognized last Thursday for his actions in the April 16th shooting that took place here at Virginia Tech. Matthew Joseph Laporte was one of the 32 individuals killed during the shooting. He was part of the class of 2009 Corps of Cadets and Air Force ROTC, as well as the Heidi Tidies. Matthew was honored with the Airman's Medal at Westview Cemetery in Blacksburg last week. This medal was founded by the United States Air Force in 1960 and is awarded for heroism involving the voluntary risk of one's life. During the tragedy that occurred on April 16, 2007, Matthew sacrificed his own life for his fellow classmates by barricading the door as the other students rushed to the back of the room. One of the core values of the Air Force is service before self. Matthew did exactly that when he rushed the shooter. On April 9, 2014, the entire Virginia Tech Corps of Cadets marched from Upper Quad on campus to the cemetery on Roanoke Street, where Matthew's family and friends gathered as he was awarded the Airman's Medal. As 1,300 cadets and enlisted military officials stood at attention, the medal was presented to Matthew's family. Although he could not physically be there to receive his award, he was there in spirit. The students and faculty will forever be eternally grateful for his selfless acts. Matthew's mother explained that she now sees the Hokie bird in a completely different way. Quote, "I don't think you want to consider yourself just a bird, but instead communicate something that resonates from your innermost being. Therefore, I propose that you think of a Hokie as an acronym. Heart of kindness, invalidate evil. We are here to celebrate a victory over evil. Matthew won that day." End quote. We as Hokies will forever remember all those lost on that tragic April afternoon.
Paul Torgeson, a former Virginia Tech president, passed away recently at age 83. No cause has been immediately released, but it is known that Torgeson battled cancer in 2008. His wife, Dorothy Torgeson, recently passed away as well in October after the two had been married for 60 years. Torgeson served as the dean of Virginia Tech's College of Engineering for 20 years before being appointed to president in 1993. He retired in 2000 with praise for leading a university out of a bad financial situation. After his retirement, Torgeson continued to teach in Tech's engineering school, only taking a break to be treated for cancer. Current president Timothy Sands said that in his 9 months spent at Tech so far, he had met with Torgeson several times. Sands spoke out about Torgeson, saying, "His wise counsel is something I'll never forget. I think he stands as a model for all of us." Stay tuned for your entertainment news.
Hi, I'm Ashlyn Webster.
And I'm Caroline Cleary with your entertainment news. Scandal struck the Watch What Happens live set last week, and Andy Cohen could not have been more excited about it. Cohen had on guests 2.5 Men actor Jon Cryer and Longest Ride lead Scott Eastwood. Cohen takes time to let fans call in and ask questions, so one fan called in and asked Cryer if it was awkward working with Ashton Kutcher because both him and Cryer dated Demi Moore. Cryer responded saying there was some uncomfortable energy in the beginning that then fizzled out. However, Eastwood had more to share. Eastwood then went on to reveal that his ex-girlfriend had actually cheated on him with Ashton Kutcher. Cohen, realizing the magnitude behind this statement, then asked if Eastwood's girlfriend was one of the two girls that sparked the rumors of Kutcher cheating on Demi Moore in San Diego a couple years ago. Eastwood then confirmed the rumor, explaining that it was true, and Kutcher did cheat on Moore with his girlfriend and her friend. Cohen, shocked, couldn't believe he just revealed this bombshell, while Cryer sat there uncomfortable, not knowing what to say. Cohen has done it again as he continues to be the #1 TV host to get people to dish out their deep, dark secrets.
The next few months will be very exciting for the royal family. Prince William and his wife Kate Middleton will be parents to not only 1, but 2 kids by the end of the month. Kate's due date is set for April 25th, which is about a week away. The Duchess of Cambridge began maternity leave from her royal duties last week. Once the baby is born, Prince William will also take a leave of absence from his job as the pilot for East Anglia Air. Their first son and future King of England, Prince George, is now a 1.5 years old. While at a birthday party last week, Kate shared with her friend that Prince George is very excited for his new sibling to be born. Despite all of the rumors flying around, Kate told sources the sex of the baby is still unknown and will be a complete surprise. Most reports are claiming it's going to be a girl, and it could be true that Kate is hoping for a daughter too. Shortly after becoming pregnant, Kate asked Queen Elizabeth's permission to name the baby after her. The locals living in Britain seem to disagree. A survey in a newspaper last week found that the most favored name by viewers was Charlotte. Regardless, 2 little kids is a lot to handle, and the couple is definitely going to need some help. Prince William posted in a magazine last month looking for a housekeeper. The ad says that they are going to look for someone that will help them around the house with the pets and the children. Whoever gets the job is one lucky nanny.
News broke this past week that Blake Lively named all 3 of her Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants co-stars as godmothers to her newborn daughter. Many fans of the movies were excited to hear the news. The 4 women have remained close friends since filming has ended and all share a special bond. However, while they are very close, Lively revealed that that statement was actually false. While promoting her new film, The Age of Adeline, Lively set the record straight. She said, quote, "I never name them my godmothers. They're my dear friends. I would say my baby has a lot of fairy godmothers," end quote. These rumors began earlier in the week when Amber Tamblyn sat down with Nick Lachey on his VH1 show Morning Buzz Live. Lachey asked Tamblyn if her, Alexis Bledel, and America Ferrera were in fact named baby James's godmothers, and Tamblyn responded saying, quote, "Yes, that is a fact," end quote. I'm not really sure why Tamblyn would make something like that up, when in reality Lively's sister, Robin, is the true godmother. But the simple idea of the 3 of them being chosen to look over James is still very cute.
The latest season of ABC's The Bachelor came to a conclusion a few weeks ago. The star contestant Chris Soules did propose on the season finale to America's favorite contestant, Whitney Bishop. The show was a little bit of a journey for Chris, but it could not have ended more perfectly. His 2 final contestants both seemed to have a strong connection with him, and fans were anxious to find out who he would choose to give his last rose. Following hometown dates, it was obvious that Whitney had a natural connection with his family and his farm lifestyle in Iowa. Whitney is not a small-town girl. In fact, she's a fertility nurse from Chicago, but early in the season, she shared that her dream would be to move to Arlington and start a family as soon as possible. That was just what Chris was looking for also. The show aired a few months after it was filmed, so the couple was not able to make the relationship public until about a few weeks ago. They have been together on a publicity tour since the finale and announced the other day that they will be moving to LA for a few months since Chris has signed up for the next season of Dancing with the Stars. Some rumors have surfaced that the couple is already broken up, but it's likely that was only because they didn't have an exact date when asked their upcoming wedding date. They simply said they weren't sure. For the time being, it seems like Chris and Whitney are both genuinely in love with each other. There has been some talk about a new reality TV show the couple could begin after Dancing with the Stars. Hopefully the spotlight doesn't hinder their relationship and the previous Bachelor and Bachelorette get a fair shot at happily ever after.
In other baby news, Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake welcomed their first child this past Saturday. Biel gave birth to a baby boy named Silas Randall Timberlake. The couple got married in October 2012 after dating on and off for 5 years. After speculation of the pregnancy, Timberlake confirmed it by posting an Instagram of Biel's growing belly back in January. Biel remained fairly active during her pregnancy. Many photos were taken of Biel on set of her new movie, The Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, in New Orleans. She donned her very pregnant stomach and looked proud while working. The couple has been very excited for their newest addition. Timberlake won the iHeartRadio Innovator Award a couple weeks ago and made sure to thank Biel in his acceptance speech. Timberlake said, quote, "I want to thank my best friend, my favorite collaborator, my wife Jessica at home. Honey, I can't wait to see our greatest creation yet. Don't worry, Daddy's heading home right now to innovate by learning how to change a poopy diaper and get my swaddle on. I'm sure the couple will be great parents."
Here's something you don't hear about every day. There's been some rumors flying around regarding the death of the Dutch post-impressionist Vincent van Gogh. Did he really commit suicide after all? During the 125th death anniversary of the world-renowned artist, many discrepancies were brought up about the theories of his death. There was a book written about it called The Van Gogh Conspiracy. The authors that completed the research have some valid arguments. Most people that commit suicide would not choose to shoot themselves in the stomach, leaving them to slow and painful death. Also, Reports say that the gun was found more than a few feet away from Van Gogh at the scene of the crime. It turns out that most information we believe to be true regarding how Van Gogh died came from a 13-year-old, which might not have been a reliable source. Van Gogh loved to write, and it seems strange he left no note before ending his own life. The Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam is a great place to go to explore the theories of how Van Gogh died. In fact, you might even start questioning if everything you know about Van Gogh is true besides his paintings. The latest finding is that Van Gogh mostly likely did not even cut off his own ear. Instead, someone else probably cut it off. Of course, we will never know exactly what's true and what's not, but it's interesting nonetheless. Stay tuned for your sports news.
Hi, I'm Lexi Johnson.
And I'm Tom Beto with your sports news.
If you were fortunate enough to check out the open football scrimmage on last Saturday held at Lane Stadium, then you may have been surprised by the Virginia Tech offense. The 96 intra-squad scrimmage was very interesting, considering Virginia Tech is known for its strong defensive line. Great strides have been made during spring practices as the Virginia Tech defense struggled to put a stop to the offense on Saturday afternoon. Several small mistakes allowed for the quarterback Michael Brewer to complete 5 touchdown passes to tight end Bucky Hodges, caught 3 touchdowns, and wide receiver Cam Phillips was right behind him at 2. Isaiah Ford, another promising wide receiver, was very close to scoring, but was tackled on the 1-yard line. Backup quarterback Brendan Motley also completed 1 touchdown pass. Tech will have its 3rd and final open scrimmage on Saturday, April 18th, before the spring game on April 25th. They open with practice sessions at 10:45 a.m. and then proceed to a scrimmage.
The women's distance medley relay team set a new school record, and 2 other Tech relay teams took the top spots in their respective races to pace the Hokies on the final day of the Tennessee Relays, powered by Sea Ray. The women's distance medley relay team, consisting of Shannon Morton, Hannon Green, Paige Convartis, and Katarina Johnson, set a new school record, crossing the finish line at 11:23.09, earning a first-place finish. They surpassed the mark of 11:30 set by Fanning, Ferentz, Sherback, and Clark back in 2007. In the same race, the team of Katie Kennedy, Amanda Smith, Shalonda Mitchell, and Sarah Rapp finished in 3rd with a time of 11:32.21. The Hokies will be back in action next week at UVA.
Congratulations to Virginia Tech head women's diving coach Ron Piedmont and Virginia Tech diver Kaylee Arnett. Both were honored with 2 very prestigious end-of-season awards. Coach Piedmont won the ACC Women's Diving Coach of the Year award for the 2nd year in a row, and Kaylee won the ACC Women's Diver of the Year for the 2nd straight year as well. Kaylee has received this award 3 times total and is currently the most accomplished Virginia Tech diver in H2 Okie history. Kaylee's list of accomplishments continues. She has won the ACC Most Valuable Diver award 4 times, won gold medals in the 3-meter and platform events, and took the bronze in the 1-meter event. In total, Kaylee has 6 gold medals, which is the most of any diver in ACC history. She is also the only diver in the ACC history to win the Women's Diver of the Year award 3 times.
The 12th-ranked Virginia Tech men's tennis team took down ACC foe Georgia Tech 6-1 on Sunday afternoon on Senior Day at the Burroughs-Burleson Tennis Center in Blacksburg. Tech improves to 17-3 overall and 8-2 in the ACC. The Hokies recognized seniors Hunter Kuntz and Florian Nakud prior to the start of the match. The Hokies took the early lead after winning doubles point. Kuntz secured the match 8-3 over Christopher Eubanks and Michael Kay. The Hokies' 32nd-ranked Bajeris also clinched a second match for the team. Bajeris took down Benito in straight set scores of 7-5 and 6-4. Virginia Tech will wrap up the regular season next weekend, traveling to the Sunshine State to face Miami and FSU.
There is no surprise that the name LeBron James screams dollar signs, especially with the number 23 plastered on his jersey. King James has had the #1 selling jersey in the NBA and on the NBA officials' website, but that's nothing shy from ordinary. In fact, he has had the #1 selling jersey several times, including in 2011 and 2014 in his first and last seasons with the Miami Heat, as well as during his rookie season in 2003 to 2004 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Following closely behind LeBron James is Golden State Warriors guard Stephen Curry, who moved up from the #5 spot to the #2 spot of number of jerseys sold in just 1 year. Right behind the top two are Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and Derrick Rose, holding the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots.
Bowl games paid more than $500 million to college football conferences and schools last season, the most ever, and an increase in almost $200 million from the final season of the Bowl Championship Series to the first of the College Bowl football playoff. According to an NCAA report to be released Tuesday, the 39 postseason FBS games distributed $500.9 million to the participating conferences and schools. The schools spend $100.2 million to take part in bowl games. Total payouts from 35 postseason games from the 2013-14 season were $309.9 million, while schools spent $97.8 million to participate. For the 2012-2013 season, payouts are $300.8 million and expenses were $90.3 million. The increase in payouts is due mostly to the increased value of media deals with the 7 games, 6 bowls, and a national championship game that are part of the college football playoff. That's all for Tech Tonight. I'm Tom Beto.
And I'm Lexi Johnson. Tune in next week.